Obedience can be difficult. It can be painful and expensive. However, it is always the best thing to do. Now, I want to be clear. Being obedient to God isn't about getting into heaven. It's actually about showing God's rule in our lives. Jesus gets us into heaven, but by being obedient to God, others see our lives, and in fact it can make our lives easier in the long run sometimes. So people say things like, sex outside of marriage is fine. In fact, you should sleep around so you can be sure that you're compatible. I hear that a lot. Even though all the stats say that if you move in with your girlfriend or boyfriend before you get married, you increase the likelihood of your divorce. Statistically proven that by sleeping together first, you double the rate of divorce. God says don't get drunk. And you know what? Our society is finally coming around and working out that excessive drinking is bad for you in psychological ways and health ways and relationship ways. Well, okay, if getting general direction about your life from the Bible is a good idea, then what about when you get a direct word from God? God appears in a dream, or you get an angel appear to you. Surely that's a no-brainer, right? Well, that's what I want to talk about tonight, a little bit. The Magi have visited. They brought their gifts of gold and myrrh and frankincense. And as they leave, Joseph has a dream. In his dream, God tells him to go to Egypt because Herod is seeking to kill his stepson. At the same time, the wise men have had a dream that says, don't go back via Jerusalem. Avoid that place like the plague. The family leaves, they go to Egypt for a time, and you have that little interlude about the massacre of the infants, where Herod finds out that the wise men have diverted around Jerusalem, and he just goes into a raid and kills everyone 2 years and under. All the boys, 2 years and under. And then after Herod dies, Joseph has another dream, and then they move back to Nazareth. Now this closes the narrative of the infancy and childhood of the Lord Jesus in Matthew's Gospel. We get more detail in Luke, less in Mark. But let's, just before we go any further, flick over to Luke's Gospel, chapters 1 and 2. And I want you to tell me if you see any differences between Matthew 2 and Luke 2, basically. Luke 2. Just having a bit of a scan. Page 832 and 3. Any differences? There's a couple. Just give you a clue. Does Luke tell us about the Magi visiting? No. What happens? What are we told about happening in Luke's Gospel? Who visits in Luke's Gospel? Shepherds, yeah. We don't see a mention of a star. And what I find really interesting is in Luke's Gospel, they're not told to run away, are they? I know you guys don't have that much time to read, but if you read it through, you see, just even looking at the headings, the shepherds visit, Jesus is circumcised, they go to the temple, which is probably about a month after he was born, 33 days, thereabouts, and then they go to Nazareth. No mention of babies being murdered, no mention of Herod getting visits from Magi, no gold, no myrrh, no frankincense. So the issue is, when did they go to Egypt? Did they go to Egypt? Why does Matthew tell us and not Luke? So when did they go to Egypt? Anyone? You guys had too much ham and prawns. Can't think.
Before he was the age of 2.
Before he was at the age of 2. That's a pretty good estimation. What about, let's say, I'll tell you exactly when they left. It was immediately after the Magi visit. That's what we get. So when the Magi visit?
A year.
It says after the birth.
Yeah.
After the birth. I don't think they visited Jesus the night he was born. I think, well, if you look at Matthew chapter 2, the first verse, it doesn't give us any exact timing of the visit. So it was in the time of King Herod, after Jesus was born in Bethlehem. So that gives you the setting of roughly the time. These wise men appear in Jerusalem. Okay? And then I've got some more information that I was having a bit of a discussion with Rob, and he brought some stuff up which was really helpful because it helped me gel this idea. Thinking of Luke 2, they go and visit the temple, right?
Yep.
And they make an offering of 2 sparrows. Did you guys catch that? Probably wouldn't have. I know, I didn't catch that. A pair of turtle doves or 2 young pigeons. Sorry, not sparrows. It's swallows. Now, can anyone tell me what sort of people would offer 2 young birds as an offering?
Poor people.
Poor people. So would Joseph and Mary have been poor if they had just received a gift of gold, myrrh and frankincense from these visiting wise men? Would they be poor? No. So, as I was thinking this through with Rob, because I had a bit of a spit about something, and he went, oh, let's talk about it. They were too poor for a bull. What if the timeline looks something like this? Next slide, please. Okay, so they go to Bethlehem. Next, Jesus is born. Tip. So this is all Luke up to that. A star appears and is seen by the Magi who head towards Judea. Okay? Angels appear to shepherds. This is all still on the night. The shepherds arrive. Next slide. Then, 8 days old, Jesus is circumcised. After a month or so, he goes to Jerusalem to have sacrifices offered. That's where the temple is. Who else is in Jerusalem? Herod. Okay, so I don't think he'd be heading for Jerusalem while, the threat of being killed. The family returns to Nazareth. We see this in Luke's Gospel. And then the Magi arrive. Okay, so after a while, the Magi arrive, sometime up to 2 years after Jesus was born. And then the Magi go home by a different route, and the family flees to Egypt. So one day, someone's going to say, oh, how come one Gospel says this, and the other Gospel says that? They're contradictory things in the Bible. Do this. It's a tradition that says that has everyone arriving on one night. But the Bible doesn't say that. The Bible doesn't say that shepherds go, oh wow, there's Magi, let's move out of the way for these guys. No. Now tonight, press B. Tonight I started talking about obedience. Why? Joseph got a direct word from God, telling him to leave his family, his extended family, his work, and everything that he had and go to Egypt. Okay? Now, that's a long way to go. That is not a short distance. You don't just go, oh yeah, we'll go to Egypt. I think it's about like walking to Perth and back. It's a really, really long way to go from, Nazareth, I suspect, to Egypt.